Hello everyone, this is HES guys here back with some more StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm 1v1 action. This time it's going to be between Toss Imba up at the top left side. No, it is going to be Acer Scarlett. And her opponent down the bottom right side is going to be Startail Bomber. Now, once again, this is from the WCS Finals, and honestly, guys, you are not going to be finding better games anywhere right now. These are literally the best players in the world. Every single player out there could compete in WCS, or if they were good enough, they could, and this is the Grand Finals. Only a few players are actually left. They are the ones currently playing at the top of their game, and here they are. This is actually from the bracket stage of the tournament. I may be casting more of the group stages as well, just because there's so many good games in there, but I got so many requests to cast this series. It is going to be a best of 5. I believe so anyways. Hopefully I read that correctly. I believe it is a best of 5 between Acer and Bomber, and I could literally talk about both these players for basically ever. Scarlett, a very, very powerful foreign Zerg player. I would say the best foreign Zerg player right now. There's a couple who are pretty close, but Scarlett being very, very successful, obviously being one of the last foreigners in the WCS, and she, you know, her rise to fame has really been happening over the last year. I remember when Scarlett just kind of had her breakout performance, and people were like, whoa, who is this? And we kept an eye on her, and she did exceptionally well, and here she is right now, literally playing against the best players in the world. I guess it's something to do with curly hair, man. Her and Stefano both able to just crush through as Zerg. And, you know, a lot of people were saying back in the day that a lot of these foreign Zergs who were doing well, like Stefano or Scarlett or whoever, that they were only patch Zerg. But Scarlett showing us that she is much more than just a patch Zerg. She made it much further past just spamming infestors with fungal growth all day, because that was kind of a problem there for a little while. But either way, it is going to be a ZVT, which I absolutely love. I feel like ZVT is the best matchup in the game. And I'm also going to be honest, apparently the sun, like, just set in the perfect way that now I cannot see my monitor. Hang on. We gotta remedy this situation. And there we go. And we're back. We can, no, at least I can see my monitor now. That was kind of saddening for me. You know, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, I know the sun does a lot of good things for the world. I know that, like, me being alive has to do with the sun existing, but you know, at the same time, it's kind of it's cramping my style here a little bit. So we'll just go ahead and close those shades and make sure that it never happens again. But whoa, wait! Is he throwing down another command center? Yes, he is. Wow, Bomber going to be going crazy macro mode here. This is macro Roni and cheese, I like to call it. And I know, guys, my puns aren't going to get any better no matter how many of my videos you watch. But either way, 3 command centers here. One's already upgraded to an orbital. All right, it's just moments away. This one is upgrading, and the third one I'm sure will upgrade right away as well. Now, the question that I'm asking myself here is, how can I save 15% or more on my car insurance, but also have these command centers been spotted? I mean, Scarlett was able to spot one of them, did not see the barracks, and did not see the command center over here. Now, you may be saying, well, why would he put the command center right there if it's so easy to scout it? Wait, those links might actually be able to run right in the main base. If nothing else, you're going to be able to delay this expansion for just a little bit. And yeah, you can see right there, Scarlett's like, well, there's going to be a command center there. Might as well go ahead and block it as much as I possibly can. The Marine right here, though, I feel like these links could just run by if they wanted to. They couldn't, as the second Marine did spawn in time, but there is going to be this barracks right here, which has been spotted. So Scarlett currently in the dark. But anyways, if you're asking, how come Bomber's putting this command center right here where it could easily be scouted by an Overlord? Keep in mind that the chances of there actually being an Overlord right here in the center of the map is basically none. Basically never ever going to be seeing that. And, you know, there could be an Overlord over here. There could be an Overlord coming from this way, so you don't necessarily want to put it here. Of course, it can be scouted from there. So this is actually a really good spot to throw it down. Maybe right here, but even then, the Overlord, I feel like, could kind of skirt under these minerals right there and scout it out. So that's actually a really, really good spot to do that versus Zerg anyway. And now Bomber does have it upgraded into an orbital command. So Bomber's saying, you know what, let's go ahead and play this late game. I know that Scarlett's very, very good in the late game, but you know what, I'm freaking Bomber, man. I'm going to be able to go up against her no problem. So we'll see if that actually pays off in a big way or not. Keep in mind that it is a best of 5 though, and you know, game 1 is always important-ish. Well, obviously every game's important. I shouldn't say ish by any means, but game 1 is always important in a best of 5. But I personally think that game 2 is the most important game in a best of 5, because that's going to tell you either A, it is now tied up and it's a best of 3, so we have an equal playing field, or B, I am 1 game away from being eliminated from the tournament. And that is basically what we're going to see here is I am going to be casting this entire series, so we'll kind of see their mental state as these games progress. But regardless, right now, Scarlett starting up a creep spread. I would say, at least in my eyes, Scarlett is one basically is a player who's known for her creep spread. She is so good at it, and you will see that, I think, in this game, although it's pretty hard on this map to actually get really good creep spread, just because there's so many different ways you have to go. It's so far out across the map, and it's just basically impossible to get going every which way you want. So Scarlett actually going to be making lots of queens here, and you got to remember, it's one of those situations where Bomber went for 3 command centers. That is kind of putting his cards out on the table. Not necessarily all of his cards. Maybe he's revealing like half of his hand. But the fact that he's going so macro, basically what that means is that Scarlett has enough time to either expand to a 4th base, make lots of queens to spread the creep around, do a timing attack, or kind of macro up however she wants to. And that is a lot of options for Zerg right there. With no pressure from Terran, then you are free to kind of do exactly what it is that you want, because Bomber's already decided what he's going to do. And keep in mind that Zerg is the most reactionary race in the game. That's a term I use. I don't know if it actually means what I think it means, but basically it is up to Zerg to really react to what the Terran is doing, because Terran's really only going to be doing one of a few limited things. One of those is going to be like bio mine, bio tank, bio drops. Really, you kind of get the general idea where, yes, they're different, but they're not as different as what Zerg needs to do, because maybe Zerg is going to be doing Zergling Muta. Maybe they're going to be doing Zergling Baneling Muta. Maybe they're going to be doing Zergling Roach Baneling. Maybe they're going to be going for fast ultras. Maybe there's investment. Maybe there's Broodlord. So really, as a Zerg player, you have to react accordingly to what your opponent's doing, which, honestly, I think this is an ideal situation. Look at this creep spread already. We aren't even 10 minutes into the game, and this is the creep spread we've already seen here out of Scarlett. This is a thing of beauty. We'll see if that does continue forth throughout this game, but for now, the creep spread's looking great. And again, with no pressure coming out of Bomber, that is exactly what Scarlett is going to be doing here. I think, honestly, Bomber's just relying on a big macro battle in the middle of the map, or, I mean, I just don't see... I mean, he hasn't done drops yet, right? He's even scouted out of the main base at all. I mean, he did a little bit to kind of poke up here, but that creep spread is already way out of control from where it was. He's going to spot those links as they try and grab that tower. The Marine over here trying to hold the line. Can he do it? Not even close. So Zergling with +1 attack, able to chew through him. No armor upgrades actually for Bomber, so he is falling behind in the upgrades. He should be having 1-1 on the way. Yes, he does, but he is going up against 2-2 on the way as well. There will be a couple of moments, though, where 1-1 is tied for both players, and that's where Bomber's going to want to really try and do some damage. There is the super fast moving overseers right there, getting those out in the field to help spot for the Widow Mines. And we shall see if Scarlett can indeed do that in time. It looks like Bomber right now going to be chilling out by this tower. And, you know, really this drop is really just to try and scare Scarlett just a tiny bit. Can easily load it up and get out of there. Grab the tower as best as he can. Oh, got to try and kill the queen there. Where's the medevac going? A little bit of a missed micro there. Did not need to lose off any of those Marines, and does indeed lose quite a few. The medevac getting dangerously low as well. But this is where the game actually starts to get pretty wacky. And I know I say that a lot, but it is definitely the case where neither player has attacked, really, all that much. Neither player has attacked. We're approaching the 12-minute mark right now. Both players are going to start being maxed out within the next 4 to 5 minutes, and this is where Bomber has to decide, am I just going to power off 3 bases like a good old Korean Terran, or am I going to try and go for a 4th? I think powering off 3 might be ideal, because at some point he's got to go do damage. He has to attack Scarlett. He has to back her into a corner in some way, because this creep spread is actually out of control. We need to be calling creep control, because this is out of control, and we'll see. We'll see if that creep spread gets pushed all the way back home or not. I mean, that's just going to be so many stims, so many scans, so many potential sacrifice units just to try and push the creep back, let alone beginning to deal with the mutas and the overseers and everything else. But the Mutila's got to be pretty good here. We should actually just be seeing Zergling, Baneling, Muta, and in all honesty, I would not be surprised to see that every game out of Scarlett, because we've seen this playstyle from her before. She's very, very good at it, and it is a really solid way to play against Terran. I mean, if you think about it, the Mutilas are going to be great versus medevacs, versus Vikings if they ever come out, and versus the siege tanks, and the Zerglings are great versus the Marines. The Banelings are also great versus the Marines. So if you can get good angles, if you can get good engagements, then you will end up destroying. However, a couple of big Widow Mine hits, that can kill almost your entire army, just 1 or 2 shots. And here's a couple of Widow Mines coming over right now. Notice how Scarlett focuses them down right away. It does look like right here, Bombers are going to attempt to go for it, but I don't think he was expecting this many Banelings to be rolling on in. The siege tank's going to get taken out almost instantaneously. The supply is already going to be favoring Scarlett here. They will start to plummet, though, as the Marines do now have a nice concave, but this attack is not over just yet. Scarlett going to be rolling right on in there. Oh my god, this is going to be a 1 battle win here for Scarlett. Banelings have actually made it into the mineral line and are going to be killing off those Marines as well. Lots of SCVs potentially could have gone down there, but they're going to have to transfer away as the Lings are really what they have to worry about. The Mutalisks now are loose inside the production. It looks like, oh no, they can't get inside. They're slowly getting taken out there. I think that he's intentionally doing that, but either way, it's got to be massive losses there for Bomber. We'll take a look at the overall damage here in just a moment, but I do not think Scarlett expected that to go so well. Scarlett still has money in the bank. She still has 5 bases. Well, this 5th one is almost done, and that went about as good as it could. Overall resources lost is definitely favoring Scarlett here. And remember that Zerg can actually afford to not be cost effective in that battle right there, just because she's going to have much higher income, or at least the amount of workers she has is going to be much higher than usual. Here comes the Baneling right there, though. Bomber does not start splitting. He's going to be the bomb. That was bad. Nope, didn't work out. Didn't work out. Sounded good in my head, but either way, the Mutalisks right here, +1 attack is going to be done. 2-2 is done for the Zerglings as well for Scarlett. That is a bit absurd. The Marines don't even have 2-2 yet. They're about to, but regardless, that just shows you how good the upgrades were for those very, very crucial and pivotal battles here. And look at the creeps right. It can actually see part of the base over here with creep there. So that is pretty awesome. Getting dangerously close right there. You can see all the Marines down there. And the creep, I mean, you can only push it so close to your opponent's base. But here comes more Lings right now saying, you know what, we're going to spread that creep even further. Banelings on the right side as well. Scarlett with phenomenal control right here and is going to get some big detonations. Opens up the expansion once again. And you may be watching this as Zerg and just being frustrated, being like, well, why can't she kill him already? What is going on? Keep in mind that her only goal right now is to not deny that 3rd base. If she ends up killing off the 3rd base and killing the natural, I mean, that's obviously going to be even better. But really, it is up to Zerg to just basically try and deny whatever their newest base is. And that is how you have to play this out. You cannot end the game right away. People who overextend as Zerg are the ones who are trying to end the game way too early. And that's just not how Zerg is played in Heart of the Swarm. And right now, I think that is exactly the playstyle that she's doing, and it's working out, playing a little bit more passive. It's like an aggressive passive where she's not trying to power up the exact unit she needs to be able to kill the game or be able to kill her opponent in one fell swoop. She is instead going to be going for the units that are sacrificial, the Banelings, the Zerglings, keeping the Mutas alive a little bit, and just whittling down this army and also whittling down the base. So you can actually learn a lot from watching Scarlett play this game, given the majority of your opponents probably won't go 3CC, but, you know, one can dream, can't you? But either way, I mean, this normally does set Bomber up for a phenomenal late game, but so far, Scarlett's saying absolutely not. Widowmine's trying to connect there, and there's going to be the GG in game number 1. Toss Imba has officially left the game. So in this best-of-5 series, Scarlett is currently going to be up 1-0, which is actually awesome. The WCS is such a great tournament. Of course, a big thanks to Blizzard. Really, really, really looking forward to Season 3, which I think they've announced. I think I was looking on Wikipedia, and it was talking about that a little bit. But lots of awesome games, and I kind of love StarCraft 2, guys. Don't know if you've picked up on that. But I definitely love StarCraft 2 quite a bit. So anyways, hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys next time.